In this lesson, we are going to use our reliable old bamboo brush to create stems and leaves. Hello, my talented artists. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Now for the advanced brush stroke. You are going to begin by practicing on the back of your painting. So you're going to load up your paintbrush and you are going to hold your brush, pointing it like an arrow at your paper, and try to just make a very skinny line. That's the first thing we're going to be making today, is just very skinny lines. See how skinny you can make it. I have a lot of watery paint on my paintbrush, so my lines are pretty thick and they are bleeding, they're spreading. So I'm gonna actually press out some water. I'll show you. I'm dipping it in water, but then I'm gonna press it out and scrape it so that I have less water. You can also blot it on your paper. I'm just gonna blot it a little bit. I do not want my watercolors to be very watery because I will not be able to make skinny lines. Let's see if I can make a thin line now. I'm just gently, barely touching the paper. That's a little better. So you have to kind of experiment. Now we are going to use our skinny lines in our artwork. You don't want to add too much water because it is easier to make a thin line with thicker paint. So you don't want to water down your paint. So I'm going to hold my brush, pointing like an arrow at my paper, and just touch the very tip and make a skinny line in between. Skinny line in between. Here we go. Little skinny line. We're going to use that same skinny line technique to make some of the bamboo branches that come off the segments. Bamboo branches only grow where the segments meet. They grow from where these segments meet. So you are going to keep your brush straight up and down, and you are going to do a line. You can do one, You can change direction if you want and do 2 if you want. The next one will be on this side, so it alternates sides. So I can overlap if I want. Again, I'm going to keep my brush line as thin as I can. I can make one line, or I can change direction and make a second line. This last one on this bamboo, I am going to drag that skinny little line there, and just a little, I'm going to do a shorter one there. Okay, fantastic. Now we need to do the little branches on this bamboo segment. All right, it's your turn to make your skinny little branches. And skinny lines between each bamboo segment. Finish making the thin line you're working on, and then it's time to learn the next new brush stroke. Don't worry if you haven't finished your thin lines. There will be more time later to complete them. Stop and watch, put your brushes down. Stop and watch, smile or frown. We are gonna practice our second new brush stroke, so turn over your paintings. We're gonna practice on the back. Time for practice again. We are going to start with our skinny line, and we are going to press down to widen it. So watch this. Skinny, 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 press down, 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 all the way down, and really make a stamp at the end there. That is a bamboo leaf. If you want to get even more advanced, I'll show you the next step. Just touching the tip, pressing down, and then lifting up. That is another type of bamboo leaf you can do. One more time. Let me show you one more time. We start with a very little tip, press down slowly, stamp all the way. You can decide how much paint you have on your brush. Clearly, if you don't have as much, you're going to have white spots. You might like that. This time we're going to do the one that starts skinny and ends skinny, and in between it's wide. And the way we change that is how much we press on our paper. So the very tip is just dancing along the top, press down, and then slowly come back up. You can even twist it a little. These little odd shapes actually makes the leaf look more realistic. Make your last practice leaves. We are about to begin adding our bamboo leaves to our paintings. Make your last leaf and set your brush down. Stop and watch, put your brushes down. Stop and watch, smile or frown. Here are the final instructions on how to add leaves to our bamboo paintings. I want you to decide if your leaves will be pointing up or pointing down. All the leaves should point in essentially the same direction. In art, you might discover that the distance that you have to the edge of your paper is not enough to contain whatever shape you're going to draw. Don't try to squish it in to make it fit. Always just go off the page. So that means that I am starting at the little branch that holds the brush. So I'm going to actually start skinny, just like we did, but immediately get thick and then get raise my brush to get skinnier, 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 and it goes right off the page. The end of each little branch should have at least 3 leaves, if not more. I want to encourage you to leave white spaces in between your brush strokes, so it does not need to attach. Your leaf does not need to attach to the stem So skinny, 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 a little wider, and off the page. And it's nice to see the variety of greens. I'm going to start off the page now. If your brush strokes do touch, that is also okay. You may also choose to just add leaves floating in space. It will not look like they are floating in space to the viewer, just to you. Start skinny, press down, and stop. It will look natural if you fill in your white with a variety of bamboo leaves. So you can see in this one I just ended it wide, in these I'm ending it skinny. You can decide to do them all the same. You can have variety, it is your choice. One last tip, very important, about the tip of your brush. So listen up. The tip of your brush should be pointy. And the way to make it pointy is to twirl it in your paint gently. Sort of pull it, twirl it a little. Pay attention, really look at the tip of your brush. If you're paying attention, you will be able to make a nice pointy tip like this. All right, we're ready to add leaves to our paintings. Keep working hard, my fabulous artists.